to meet David Blyth, one of New Zealand's most prolific film and documentary directors. Jason had a chat to him at his home in Auckland.
He recently came back from a film festival in Brazil. I sat down and talked to him about his experience in Latin America.
Hi, it's David Blyth here. I'm a film director. Recently I was invited to go to a film festival in Brazil, in Porto Alegre. Fantaspoa is a film festival that encompasses horror and fantastic fantasy type films. And there are festivals all around the world that cater to those particular genres. And this was like the third one I'd been to. They showed 4 of my films, 2 of the early ones, Angel Mine and Death Warmed Up, and the 2 most recent ones, Bound for Pleasure and Transfigured Nights. The audience really loved Angel Mine and Transfigured Nights, and it's amazing the feedback I got for those films, which had a 30-year span between them. Angel Mine was an adult strength pill for couples with marital problems, and this was something from the film 30 years ago, and of course since then we've had Viagra, and so it's quite entertaining that, you know, that I sort of predicted that there would be that kind of product turn up. Angel Mine was made on a really low budget, and it was the very first New Zealand Film Commission funded film ever. So it's kind of unique in its historical aspect, but it's also interesting that in the last couple of years it's been at a Polish film festival, and in a few weeks it's actually featuring as one of 5 cinematic New Zealand film gems at the Hamburg Film Festival. Death Warmed Up had already been screened on Brazilian television and had been around within the great pirated world of horror that exists worldwide. It was Transfigured Nights and Angel Mine were the 2 that they liked the most. I think with Transfigured Nights what they thought was that it was neither still images or motion pictures. It was this world, this land between the living and the dead. And I think they were quite interested in that element. I think there's a lot of potential for cooperation and for films to be made actually in South America. Because what's interesting about South America is it's always had a filmic relationship with Hollywood. All the studios have always had a South American arm, so to speak. And Brazil's a very big market. It's 180 million people. And a lot of those people are under 30. I met a producer at the festival from Argentina, from Buenos Aires, Hernan, and I'm actually talking to him currently about a project to be shot there in Buenos Aires. And of course the great thing is that you can use that film to get back into America, because that's who they're sort of making films for. Brazil also has its famous horror film series, the Coffin Joe series. Their cinema is, you know, there's many different levels to it, but I love the sort of the fantasticness and the earthiness, the mixture, if you like. Also, one of my great masters that I've always respected is Jodorowsky, who actually was from Chile, but made many films in South America. And also my other great cinematic hero, Luis Buñuel, Spanish director, but in fact made many films in Mexico. Some of the people I'm interested in have a South American connection, if you like. We're in such a small little place here in New Zealand that when you go somewhere else, they've got no idea of our little perspective, and they're actually fascinated by the material that I brought to Brazil. And you get a lot more positive feedback, and I got, you know, it was an incredible buzz to be there because I just got so much positivity. I think there's a lot more for New Zealand filmmakers to be had from the South American market. It's got a lot of potential for New Zealand. The interesting thing is that Porto Alegre and Auckland are on the same kind of latitude. So I was there in end of July. I was amazed at the variety of food that was available to eat, and everything was done in a very European way, including desserts. You know, there'd be creme brulees and all this amazing food. So the whole eating and the barbecue was just extraordinary. I just loved the barbecue. Porto Alegre was also interesting in that it's not a tourist city yet, like Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. I was really excited to go to Brazil. I just found the hospitality was extraordinary and the culture is just absolutely vibrant. I believe that there's a huge potential for New Zealand and Brazil to do a lot more, not only culturally but business-wise and film-wise.